Good evening, families. Welcome to Back to School Night 2021 to 2022, virtual edition, yet again. My name is Brad Horstman. I'm your child's instructor for the Civics and Government course here at STEM. So tonight I want to give you a little background on who I am and what the course will look like this year. And if you have any questions, my contact information is on my next slide. Okay. So again, Brad Horstman, on your child's registration, on their schedule, it's going to come up as William Horstman as my first name. But please know that if you send an email to W Horstman, it'll bounce back to you from the system. So you need to send it to B Horstman at DASD. But this is my 9th year at STEM. It's my 8th year teaching 9th graders here at the Academy in the Civics Government course. I'm a local resident. I live in the downtown borough, and I also teach 11th grade IB history, so we might cross paths down the line again. Outside of Civics and Gov, I'm the advisor, one of the advisors for the Student Council here at STEM. We just had our first Student Council meeting last night, and many 9th graders came out for that. And so if that's something that your child has an interest in, I certainly can get them information for the next meeting. But that's the programming club here at STEM as far as events and beyond. And then additionally, I'm the head speech and debate coach here for STEM, and we've also begun practices for that. So if your child has an interest in participating in speaking events or on the debate team, our season runs from beginning of September through the end of March. And so if there's an interest in that, please don't hesitate to let me know. For our course, this is a very broad survey course of the larger United States government, as well as the Constitution. Currently, we're in our comparative governments unit, so we are looking at other options of government, other forms of government, and drawing in world examples through that. Your children are currently working on a child's storybook exercise where they're taking their assigned government form and then putting that in more simpler terms that a 2nd or 3rd grader could understand. So they're weaving a creative story around that. And we just began that project yesterday. Again, we can't cover a civics and government course without looking at contemporary times and current events. And so we will do a broad swath of that as well through individual and group projects and also just discussion in class. But I've laid out for you the 8 units. We've taken parts of the preamble to the Constitution and sort of tied it directly to how our government functions and how it has functioned over time. So again, we're in Unit 1, Comparative Governments. The next unit will be on the executive branch and then legislative and judicial. After winter break, we'll come back and look at civil rights struggles. We'll look at the use of the military and armed conflict, and then tying it to securing the major themes, which is an end of the year project and the Bill of Rights. And so for assessment, each unit we have roughly a terms quiz based on our key terms and content of the unit. We will probably have at least one reading quiz per unit, or at least per marking period, based on critical texts and contrasting texts that we use in class. And then at the end of each marking period, we'll have what we call a time to writing here at the Academy, which is just an essay in a certain amount of time. So with 9th grade, especially coming out of a year fully virtual, we're doing a lot of kind of meeting them where they are. And so our best laid plans are kind of here. We've seen in the last 3 weeks that students are eager to be back. There's some minor things here and there, just getting them back into the routine and sort of the expectations of not only school, but now high school. But we didn't know where they would be at, and I think across the board, myself and the 2 other teachers who teach 9th grade civics, we're very pleased with where their enthusiasm is and where they're meeting our expectations early on. So we're looking to continue that while obviously increasing them throughout the year. The last thing that I would say on this is the group project aspect. Collaboration and cooperation are a big component of our material and assessment here. So every marking period, about half of the grade is based on group collaboration and group production of products. So the storybook that they're working on is that first opportunity there. Um, and they will be floating in and out of groups and working with different students throughout the year, um, as well as doing their individual work additionally. So that ties directly to this grading policy. We do use two types of grading categories here at STEM, and that's going to be the same for all of their courses they take in their ninth grade year and beyond. So what you need to know here is the formative, that's very much a feedback-based submission, and so it does not count towards their weighted grade for the class, but they will receive a rubric score, and this allows myself as their instructor to give them feedback and targeted feedback so that when they submit their final summative or the graded weighted piece, they're in a very good spot, and they know sort of what I'm looking for and what they may be missing in order to do well and achieve a high mark. So the formative scores you will see in Schoology in the parent portal. You will see the scores that they are receiving. They will not be in Infinite Campus. That is only where the summative weighted scores will go. And so again, for our summative would be our reading or terms quizzes, our timed writings, our group projects, and then I have formal assessments up there as anything that may sort of just fall into that category. But again, the key with that summative, they have something building up to it where they've gotten feedback formally prior to submission. Okay. So I want to be mindful of your time whenever you watch this, whether it's this evening or beyond. But please don't hesitate to reach out. My email again is on the previous slide, bhorseman@dasd.org, and I look forward to a great year with your child and a great year working with you to help them achieve high marks. Take care, everyone.